Netflix's Squid Game is now set to enter its final round. Squid Game Season 3 will be released on June 27. With leaked photos hinting at shocking twists and a plot darker than we've ever seen, Squid Game Season 3 is set to take things to an entirely new level. From jaw-dropping betrayals to unexpected alliances, what secrets are hiding behind the bloodstained masks? Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know before the final round begins. Let's start it. One of the most intriguing developments revolves around Captain Park, a mysterious new character whose true intentions are shrouded in secrecy. Speculation suggests that he may not be just a simple boat captain, but someone with deep ties to the Squid Game organization. Could he be a former winner turned insider, or even a VIP hiding in plain sight? The leaked images hint at his involvement in the larger scheme, and his betrayal of key characters raises even more questions. Beyond Park's storyline, other photos reveal a chilling new twist involving the front man. While the enigmatic figure was one of Season 1's biggest revelations, Season 3 appears to delve even deeper into his motives, past, and role in orchestrating the games. His actions, particularly regarding his relationship with Juno, seem to suggest that the stakes are more personal than ever before. The leaked images also hint at a new group of contestants, as well as potential rebellions within the games, making for an explosive season ahead. With a confirmed release date and mounting speculation, Squid Game Season 3 is set to be a game-changer. Let's break down the most critical details from the leaks, analyze what they reveal about the story, and explore what this means for the fate of our returning characters. Captain Park. One of the biggest talking points from the leaks is Captain Park, a seemingly unassuming boat captain who may have far more significance than we initially thought. According to the leaked information, Park arrives on the island under the guise of searching for his missing brother, but his journey takes a dark turn when he discovers shocking truths about the Squid Game organization. His investigation leads him to the revelation that his brother is none other than the front man himself. However, their emotional reunion is cut short when the frontman mercilessly shoots Park in the chest, sending him tumbling off a cliff. Many would assume that this marks the end of his story, but the leaks suggest otherwise. A fisherman rescues Park from the waters and nurses him back to health, setting him on a new mission to expose the organization and find the location of the Squid Game Island. Initially, his motives seem pure, but as the season progresses, it becomes evident that Captain Park has his own secrets. A series of betrayals and unexpected alliances hint that he may not be just a survivor, but someone deeply embedded within the games. What makes this even more intriguing is a potential connection between Park and the VIPs. Evidence from previous winners' archives hints that Park may have been a past champion of Squid Game himself, dating back to either 1990 or 2006. His boat is numbered 112, matching the identifier of a past champion. Could it be that he used his prize money to escape, only to be drawn back into the games as an operative? If true, this revelation would drastically alter our understanding of how former winners are treated, suggesting that some are given the opportunity to work for the organization rather than simply disappear. The theory gains even more traction when considering his suspicious behavior regarding Juno, the detective searching for his missing brother. Instead of leading Juno directly to the island, Park deliberately misleads him, preventing him from uncovering the truth. Furthermore, when faced with exposing the games, Park silences key witnesses, ensuring that certain secrets remain hidden. These actions strongly indicate that he is not merely an innocent bystander, but someone with a much deeper involvement. If Captain Park truly is a former winner turned insider, this raises even more disturbing questions. How many past champions have been forced into working for the organization? What happens to those who refuse? And most importantly, how does this affect the future of the Squid Game itself? The frontman's hidden agenda. One of the most enigmatic and complex figures in Squid Game remains the frontman, a character whose true motives and loyalties have been the subject of much speculation since his shocking reveal in Season 1. Known as Hwang In-ho, he was unmasked as the missing brother of police detective Hwang Juno, who infiltrated the deadly competition in an attempt to uncover the truth about its operations. While In-ho's decision to serve as the masked overseer of the games was a chilling revelation, what was never fully explored was why he made that choice. Was it pure self-preservation? Was he manipulated or coerced? Or did something in his past push him toward this path of absolute control and ruthlessness? According to leaked details from Season 3, viewers will finally get a much deeper look into his personal struggles, his backstory, and the psychological torment that led him to embrace his role as the front man instead of resisting the organization that runs the games. The leaks suggest that Hwang In-ho's descent into the Squid Game's operations was not as simple as it seemed. Before becoming the infamous front man, he was a promising and respected individual who lived a normal life. However, a tragic personal event, his wife's battle with a terminal illness, sent him into financial ruin. Despite trying to cover medical expenses and stay afloat, he found himself drowning in debt, desperation, and hopelessness, a familiar fate for many contestants who ultimately end up in the Squid Game. It is believed that this period of suffering led him to participate in the brutal competition, where, against all odds, he emerged as a champion. However, instead of walking away with his winnings and rebuilding his life, In-ho was offered a choice: join the organization behind the games or face an even darker fate. This revelation is significant because it implies that winning the game does not necessarily guarantee freedom. Instead, winners may be presented with a sinister ultimatum: either assimilate into the system and become part of its machinery or disappear, much like the countless others who have fallen victim to its cruelty. This could explain why In-ho remains so loyal to the games despite his evident internal conflict. The leaked photos from Season 3 depict him watching the contestants with an expression of deep contemplation and sorrow, hinting at a man who is struggling with his conscience. Is he beginning to regret his choices? Has he become numb to the suffering of the players? Or has he resigned himself to believing that resistance is futile? His actions in Season 1 showed a man who was not completely devoid of emotion. He hesitated before shooting his own brother, Juno, off a cliff, and his facial expressions often betrayed a lingering sadness beneath his cold, authoritarian exterior. If Season 3 delves deeper into his psychological state, we may finally see whether In-ho still has a sliver of humanity left, or if he has been permanently consumed by the system he once fought to survive. Another major revelation from the leaks suggests that Juno is still alive, despite seemingly being fatally shot by his brother in Season 1. If this is true, his return could serve as the ultimate test for In-ho's loyalty. Juno's survival alone would raise major questions. Did someone save him? Did he manage to escape undetected? Has he been secretly working to dismantle the games from the outside? If Juno reappears, it could force In-ho to confront his past, his choices, and his true allegiances. He will be torn between continuing to enforce the brutal rules of the Squid Game or finally standing up against the very organization that turned him into a monster. This potential reunion between the two brothers could be one of the most emotional and explosive moments of the entire series. If In-ho does begin to question his role, it could signal the beginning of a rebellion from within. His knowledge of the organization's inner workings, combined with his past as a former champion, makes him one of the few individuals with the power to disrupt the system and expose its secrets. But will he take that risk? Will his fear of the organization's leaders, particularly the VIPs, keep him trapped in his role as the ruthless enforcer? Or will Juno's survival give him the final push he needs to break free? Season 3 may finally provide answers to these long-standing mysteries while deepening the moral complexities of the Squid Game universe. The possibility of In-ho's redemption adds an entirely new dimension to the series. Until now, he has been viewed as the merciless, emotionless overseer of the games, but if Season 3 explores his inner turmoil, we may see him as a tragic figure, a man who was once a victim himself but became part of the very system that destroyed him. His character arc could mirror the larger themes of Squid Game: how desperation and survival instinct can turn even the most righteous individuals into complicit participants in oppression. If the leaks are to be believed, Season 3 may give us one of the most compelling and morally ambiguous storylines yet, as In-ho is forced to choose between power and justice, loyalty and family, survival and sacrifice. Whatever path he takes, his fate will be one of the most anticipated aspects of the upcoming season. A deadly message, the coffin scene. One of the most haunting and unsettling leaked images from Squid Game Season 3 depicts a single coffin displayed prominently in front of the remaining contestants, forcing them to confront the grim reality of their situation. Unlike in previous seasons, where eliminated players were quickly disposed of and their bodies burned in the incinerator, this time, the organizers are deliberately showcasing the coffin, ensuring that every contestant sees and internalizes the brutal message behind it. The intent is clear: this is not just another elimination. This is a statement. The body inside the coffin is believed to belong to Jang Bai, a contestant who allegedly attempted to overthrow the system. While previous seasons have shown contestants forming alliances, manipulating each other for survival, or even attacking fellow players to gain an advantage, an outright rebellion has never been explicitly depicted within the games. If Jang Bai did, in fact, try to organize a resistance, his fate serves as a horrific warning to anyone else who might dare to challenge the rules of the game. This moment is significant not just because of its brutality, but because it signals a fundamental shift in the way the Squid Game organizers maintain control. In past seasons, the games thrived on an illusion of fairness, the idea that every player had an equal chance of survival as long as they followed the rules. However, this calculated display of punishment completely shatters that illusion. It exposes the power imbalance in its rawest form, making it clear that the real enemy is not just the game itself, but the ones controlling it. The decision to publicly showcase the coffin rather than discreetly eliminate the rebel is an act of psychological warfare. By forcing every contestant to witness the consequences of defiance, the organizers are ensuring that fear becomes the dominant force guiding their actions. Players are no longer just fighting against each other, they are fighting against an oppressive system that does not tolerate disobedience. This brutal tactic is designed to crush any thoughts of resistance before they can fully form, making it less likely that others will attempt to follow in Jang Bai's footsteps. However, despite the terrifying implications of this scene, it also suggests something else: a resistance movement is already forming within the games. Jang Bai's fate implies that players are no longer content with simply surviving or playing by the rules. Instead, some are actively looking for ways to escape or dismantle the game from within. If one contestant was bold enough to make a move, others are surely thinking about it too. The fact that the organizers felt the need to make such a public example of Jang Bai suggests that his rebellion was more than just a minor act of defiance, it was a real threat to the system. The presence of this coffin may also indicate that Season 3 will feature the most organized resistance effort yet. While past seasons explored themes of individual survival and betrayal, this season may shift toward collective action, strategy, and rebellion. If more contestants begin to recognize that the real enemy is the system itself, they may start working together not just to survive, but to fight back. This raises several key questions. How did Jang Bai attempt to overthrow the system? Did he find a flaw in the game structure? Did he manage to recruit allies before he was executed? And most importantly, did his actions plant the seed for a larger uprising? Season 3 may reveal that the contestants are no longer just pawns in a cruel game, they are potential revolutionaries. With the coffin serving as a grim reminder of the risks of rebellion, players will have to decide: do they submit out of fear, or do they take the risk and continue the fight Jang Bai started? Whatever choice they make, it is clear that Squid Game Season 3 is taking the psychological torment and moral dilemmas of the series to an entirely new level. The stakes are no longer just about money or survival, they are about breaking free from a system that was never meant to let them win. Escaping the island, a new hope? Another leaked image shows a new character, Noel, seemingly standing outside the Squid Game compound, suggesting that someone may have successfully escaped. This could be a game-changing moment, as it implies that there is a way out beyond simply winning. If Noel did indeed escape, this could introduce an entirely new plotline, one that follows the efforts of past survivors working together to expose the games. Could this be the beginning of the Squid Game's downfall? Final thoughts: the future of Squid Game. The leaks surrounding Squid Game Season 3 suggest a darker, more complex narrative that explores the inner workings of the game more than ever before. With Captain Park's mysterious past, the frontman's internal conflict, and potential rebellions forming within the game, this season has all the makings of a high-stakes psychological thriller. The biggest question now is, who will survive, and will the games ever truly end? One thing is for sure, Squid Game Season 3 is set to be the most intense installment yet, and fans are in for a wild ride.